Welcome to the audio of the non-religious spirituality book, Happy Soul, Hungry Mind, a modern-day parable about practical spirituality. Chapter 1, Pain. The journey of life is as mysterious and fascinating as anyone can imagine. Most of the time it moves like a slow river, meandering its way, giving no indication about the approaching thunderous waterfall. People come into our lives. Some stay for a long time, others only for a fleeting moment. Most of our interactions disappear into the waves of time with little impact. Some change the course of our lives. The river of life flows again with full gusto toward its destination. It was Saturday morning. As Rishi enjoyed the view of the Las Vegas Strip from the 57th floor penthouse suite, he heard a knock. He glanced at his attractive gold bezel watch. It showed 7:30 a.m. Rishi walked to open the door. Travis Hensley stood at the door. Rishi extended his hand and with a warm smile said,
"Hey, Travis. Right on time. Come on in."
As they walked in, Travis replied,
"Man, it's the least I could do after my behavior last night."
Rishi did not comment and continued walking.
"Wow, this is a nice penthouse. Elegant."
Thanks.
Rishi stopped by the sofa.
Must have cost a bundle.
You know, Travis, it's a perk of the 4 large conferences a year we do here in this hotel.
Rishi was the senior vice president of a Houston, Texas-based company, Hintech. Now in his late 40s, Rishi immigrated from India in his early 20s to pursue higher education. Travis replied,
"Cool. This is a nice perk."
Travis looked around. Floor-to-ceiling glass windows spanned the west side of the 2-story suite, lined with beige sheer curtains. Travis walked to the windows. The curtains were drawn, but allowed enough light to come in. Rishi called out to Travis,
"Travis, come have a seat."
Travis headed toward the 2 English colonial chairs. Rishi pointed to one of the 2 large maroon fabric sofas facing each other.
"Let's sit here on the couch. We'll be more comfortable."
Travis made himself comfortable, pushing aside several of the red velvet pillows embroidered with soft golden edges.
4 conferences a year? That's a lot.
You bet, Travis. It is a lot of work.
Raising his black, well-groomed eyebrows, Rishi said,
It's a lot of work, but we get a large audience. Can I get you something? We have juices, coffee, fruits, cereal bars.
No, thanks. I had a big breakfast after my jog.
All right, maybe later.
Rishi sat down on the opposite sofa.
Rishi, thanks for spending time with me today.
Oh, absolutely. No problem at all. I didn't have any plans. I was just going to unwind from that big conference. What about you?
Well, it's a busy weekend. Meeting with the team in the afternoon and all day tomorrow.
Travis was the CEO of Trevisto, a startup company developing mobile software apps.
So how are the preparations for next week?
Well, we decided to revise the whole investor presentation, so it's taking a lot of time and effort.
By the way, I like the name Trevisto.
It means a person who relies on intuition to make decisions. Hate to admit it, but my mom suggested it.
Well, that's very good.
Travis glanced away.
I apologize for last night.
Oh, Travis, I didn't like the way you lost your temper at that waitress. Never seen you behave like that. Jake and I were embarrassed.
I know, man. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been rude. I'm sorry to embarrass you in front of your colleague.
It's all right. I spoke to Jake later. He's fine. But, what you did driving me back.
Travis cringed. Rishi widened his eyes.
You could have put us in harm's way.
I really shouldn't have chased after that SUV.
Travis touched his chest with both hands.
I'm truly sorry.
I was scared, Travis.
I'm really sorry.
Okay, it's all right. Let's move on.
I was afraid you might change your mind about meeting with me.
Travis eyed Rishi carefully. Rishi shook his head.
No, I wouldn't do that. You're a friend, Travis. We barely had time to talk last night. I have missed you. It's been 5 years. A long time.
Yeah, it seems longer. I'm sorry I haven't been in touch after I left XR. I feel terrible I bolted on you close to that big deadline. I was afraid you'd always hate me.
I'd never hate you, Travis. I knew how important it was for you to start a company.
It was. It really was. I didn't want the angel investor in San Jose to walk away. And it's been nonstop once I got there. I didn't have the time.
No worries, Travis. It's all right. So what's happening? You said you wanted to discuss something important. You need my advice on Travisto?
Life's become a big challenge.
Why?
Travis eyed Rishi slowly, his energy falling.
I've been wanting, needing to talk to someone.
Travis's eyes still meandering, he glanced at the curved wrought iron staircase leading upstairs on the south end of the suite.
Seeing your conference picture in the lobby yesterday, Rishi, was a sign.
Rishi looked on, perplexed.
I hesitated at first to come see you.
I'm glad you sought me out. When I saw you, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Travis looked down.
You were always there for me when we worked together, when I worked for you.
Well,
you were there for everyone else, too.
Rishi wagged his finger with a smile.
Travis, flattery isn't going to get you anywhere.
I'm serious. XOR would have fired me if you hadn't saved my back.
Well, I just appreciated the great software programmer that lurked behind...
my bad attitude?
Rishi shook his head.
Travis, you are the consummate engineer. The only problem is sometimes how you say things can be...
offensive?
Well, abrupt.
Well, without your mentoring, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Travis shook his head slowly. His eyes meandered.
No chance. I've never had a boss or a teacher like you.
Travis, I enjoyed working with you. I mean, it was always fun and stimulating.
You cared about me. Never had a friend like you. I trust you more than anyone else. Rishi, I'm really serious.
Rishi stiffened. He had never seen Travis in such a listless mood.
Life's become a burden, a struggle.
Travis pushed aside his light brown hair from his forehead, looked to the side with his light gray eyes, and breathed slowly.
A burden? Has work become that overwhelming?
Travis did not answer. His eyes glazed in the direction of the 2-story mahogany bookshelves adorning the wall behind the staircase. The bookshelves created an impressive backdrop, but they barely registered with Travis. Rishi sat up straighter. He began to lead forward when Travis turned to him and said,
My son died. He died.
All of Las Vegas went silent. Rishi froze in his seat. He put his fist to his mouth.
Oh my God, Travis. I'm so sorry.
My child died.
Travis's face reflected deep pain. Forcing himself to fight his shock, Rishi removed his hand.
When? How?
Travis did not respond, doing his best to control his emotions. He failed. A stream of tears ran down his cheek. Rishi stood up and walked around the coffee table to sit beside Travis. He gently patted Travis on the back. Rishi's eyes filled up.
I'm so sorry, Travis. Nathan.
Yeah, he was only 7.
When? When did this happen?
9 months ago. I just can't believe it. Don't want to believe it. I just don't.
Tears rolled down Travis's cheeks. Rishi put his arm around Travis's back and squeezed his shoulder. He sat quietly. After a few moments that seemed like an eternity, he got up, walked to the bar, and filled a crystal glass with ice and water. Travis took a sip. Rishi sat back down on his sofa, not sure what to say next. Travis took a few moments and regained some of his composure. He finished off the water.
Thanks for the water.
Travis, I can remember him playing in my arms. He was so cute and lively.
Travis nodded slowly.
He loved soccer. Could score a goal with just a flick of his foot. I loved watching him.
Rishi wanted to ask how it had happened, but did not want to cause more pain.
We came back from soccer practice one evening. Nathan had a fever. Cindy and I, we put him to bed early, but by midnight, his temperature had risen to 103. We took him immediately to the children's hospital.
Rishi listened quietly.
In the morning, they told us they were moving him to the intensive care unit. We couldn't understand why.
Then?
The doctors, they explained he had swelling in his brain. The test showed a viral infection, likely due to a mosquito.
A viral infection in the brain?
Yeah. Most people, they don't get affected. But somehow in Nathan's case, the virus reached his brain.
Why couldn't they treat him?
1 in 100,000 case. Viruses rarely are able to infect the brain. He was in the ICU for 3 days. Finally, they said his body just couldn't fight anymore. My little son was gone. In 4 short days, he'd gone from my healthy little boy, cheerful kid, to completely frail and dead. We didn't know what had hit us. Cindy and I, we couldn't think straight.
Travis shook his head.
Still can't believe it.
Oh my God, Travis. How's Cindy holding up?
Well, Cindy's better than me. She's stronger, you know. He'd wear this sleeveless soccer jersey. I'd tell him, Nathan, you don't have muscles. Why are you wearing sleeveless? He'd immediately flex his arm. No, Dad, I've got muscles, see? God, I miss him.
Travis clamped his fists. Rishi looked around the room, searching for something to say. He did not have the words. Travis closed his eyes.
I'm suffocating. I feel like exploding.
Travis held his head. He opened his eyes.
Now, Cindy and I, we've been going to grief counselors. For me, they're not much of a help. They ask us to describe what happened, and it forces us to relive these moments. We stop seeing them.
That is not good, thought Rishi.
We're zombies. When we're home, there's nothing to say.
Travis, you both need to talk to someone. It's so important to talk.
I know. Cindy talks to her friends. She's been doing a lot better, slowly coming around. She's recovered somewhat. I'm just thinking.
Rishi had a worried look.
Why?
Rishi, I got no one to talk to. I don't want to talk to my parents. I surely can't talk about it at work. And you know I don't have many friends. You were my friend. You used to talk to me about life, spirituality, and peace. I want to sleep peacefully for just one night.
Travis closed his eyes.
Want to sleep for one freaking night.
Travis slumped his head into the sofa.
I'm just so exhausted. I'm just so tired.
Rishi's eye moistened, tears running down his cheeks. He could not bear to see Travis in such a state. Travis looked up at Rishi and saw him looking lost.
Rishi, you've got to help me, man. Can you help me?
End of chapter 1, Pain.